Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's the zip code? 19120.
We good, we good. Yeah. I'm in the club, I got the band. She wanna make it.
All I see is bands. Count it up, this money, run it up, this for the fans.
This is like the
Now they
stacks.
seeing ends. When I hit the road, I do this shit over again.
I can't see nothing else though, cause you know. Yeah. I'm in the club, I got the band. She wanna make it a movie. Told that little bitch don't be playing no games. We could go put this on Tubi. We could go put this on Tubi. Run us a bag and make it a movie. Tell that little bitch I don't sing. No, I can't sing to you. No, I'm not Tusi. I'm in the club with my mask on. Play with the kid, my team drum. That little bitch from the backside keep catching my eye. I can't lie. Told the little bitch come pull up in the section. We in this bitch and we vibe. Told that bitch we get high. Smoking that Racxx, we can't lie. I can't lie, I'm high right now. She wanna fuck, I can't right now. She wanna get me to hit the town. Told that bitch I can't right now. I been smoking a pound, my nigga, I'm down. Damn, my nigga, I'm down right now. I can't hear right now, can't see right now. What the fuck is you saying right now? She wanna slide with the kid. I told her little bitch, do she fuck with the reefer? If she get down with the reefer, tell her little bitch in my line I could feed her. We in Belize, we smoking the trees. You fucking with me, we got visas. Fucking with me, we got visas. Send the packs home, bitch, we heathens. I gotta run it up. 100 mil to us is not enough. She wanna fuck with the goofy ass niggas and wonder why life is tough. Wonder why life is rough. Baby girl, you gotta tighten up. Baby girl, this is stacks. Baby, I ain't playing games. Baby, not with us. I'm in the club, I got the band. She wanna make it a movie. Told that little bitch don't be playing no games. We could go put this on Tubi. I gotta run it up. 100 mil to us is not enough. She wanna fuck with them goofy ass niggas and wonder why life is rough. I gotta run it up. I gotta run it up.
Let's run it.
I gotta run it up. 100 mil to us is not enough. She wanna fuck with them goofy ass niggas and wonder why life is tough.
She wanna fuck with them goofy ass niggas and wonder why life is rough.
Baby,
Life is rough. Got you feeling stuff.
you know.
We in this bitch and we run it up. Bitch, I can beat you a Bentley truck.
Say what?
Skirt off, pass.
Yeah.
We in this bitch and we crash.
Stacks gon' pop off every time, nigga. You know we ain't giving no pass.
Talking that shit while I run with the gang. You know how we bomb shit. I got the bitches, you see how I'm flipping my nigga. You know who be running shit. Fucking these bitches off dime. No, I need two at a time. She wanna talk, tell her pull up. I'm at midnight with the vibes. Ozone. Fuck around, nigga, get rolled on. Yeah. Beat it. Bitch come around conceited. I'm in the trap, smoking that Racxx. Nigga pull up if you need it. We don't match up, we light it up. Grab a little sack if you need it. I'm in the club, I got the band. She wanna make it a movie. Told that little bitch don't be playing no games. We could go put this on Tubi. We could go put it on Tubi. Run us a bag and make it a movie.
Yo, yo. What's up, y'all? We back. Today we back with another episode of Say That Podcast, powered by Racxx Cannabis. I'm your host, Stacks. And today we got my brother, my manager, Toxic, the director.
I'm in the building. What's going on? Applaud, applaud. Yeah.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. What's up, bro?
Nothing much, man. I am here in Philly. I'm grinding some Racxx Cannabis right now. Y'all make sure y'all check that out. Man, I'm here for strategy, bro. We here to get to the next level. You know, it's either people got to get with it or they get lost. That's just my energy right now, to be honest with you.
You hear that? You hear that? So yeah, man. So I'm happy to have you here, man. You know what I'm saying? This, of course, this not your first time in Philly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But this is your first time since we got the podcast started. So, welcome. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the podcast. You feel me?
Glad to be here, bro. Like, We always talking about ideas, and it's your type of artist to where you actually move forward. A lot of independent artists don't do that. They talk a lot. Don't get me wrong. Some of them may not have the resources, but it's all about actually having a drive to wanting to move forward. And doors will open for you if you do that. You just have to take the risk. Everything that if you're an artist in this industry, you're gonna have to take the risk. Ain't no way around it. You know? So a lot of artists are not going to get further in their career because they're actually scared to. And again, even if you don't have the resources, maybe even financially, like communicate that with people that can actually open up doors for you.
Right.
You know, so yeah, you one of those artists for sure that actually just say, look, I might not know everything about what you're saying and talking about, but the proposal and the presentation is good and you're willing to take the risk. So yeah, I'll get on a flight and fly across the country to come sit and talk and strategize. Because
Yeah.
I'm not an artist. I'm not the artist, but I do know what artists need to do. So
Right.
gotta have the vision.
So for the viewers, man, just tell them, where you from, a little bit about yourself.
Me as a person, well, first of all, Toxic the Director, that's my industry name. But you could look me up on there. Michael is my name. I still go by my first name, my government name, because for so many reasons. I mean, we'll talk about that probably even later. But yeah, man, I'm just brand management, talent management, broadcasting background, event production. Glow Vision Inc. is my agency and my company. We provide a slew of resources for people, not just artists, but brands, promoters. If you have a brand in general, no matter if you're a talent or you're a person that's trying to run a company or sell merchandise or product, you get with me and we provide those tools and resources you need to expand. We don't know everything, but every year we know with technology and all of that, things are changing, and we're adapting to it. What's going on with the world? So, you and I, we had those talks all the time, like the economy and
Yeah.
what's the state of the world right now. We even watch politics. We may not be in those rooms at the White House or nothing, but we have to stay alert of what's going on because, like I told you, bro, I survived Hurricane Katrina. I was in the Superdome for all those days, so I know how the government can, switch. Well, I don't want to say switch up on you. How they could be delayed with assisting the people in need. Um, that's why Kanye was infamous for his statement that he made on what was that? I think when it was fundraising, when he said, "Oh, George Bush don't care about black people." That was a statement that was how everybody felt. I ain't saying that it's true. I ain't saying it's real, but I live that. I live what Kanye West was talking about. And that was just a statement to shed light. That was a statement to shed light on the situation. So even if the statement was true or not, it was more of these people need help. These people are in dire need. People are dying. People are getting raped. They literally was getting raped. Like, and it's sad. It's what you saw in the news, it was 10 times worse. And yeah, so it's just like, bro, I learned how not to rely or put all my trust in people who are not walking in my shoes.
Right.
So yeah, man, I'm here to help and be of service to people. That's what I stand on. I'm not looking to be the famous person. But behind the scenes, yeah, I definitely want my credit for what I do to help people and assist them in, leveling up their business or their brand. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
And as y'all can hear, he from New Orleans.
From New Orleans, from the 504.
Yeah, he say he survived Hurricane Katrina, so y'all already know he from the 504. Shout out to them.
Yep.
But yeah, so
I love my city, man. And again, we'll talk about it as we on this thing, but every place have their thing. Ain't no place is perfect. Again, I'm from New Orleans. I love my city. It definitely built me as a person with my character and my values and all of that. But shit, even our own people in New Orleans, they don't even have their shit all the way together. And it's sad because it's so much talent that come from New Orleans.
right,
You feel me?
right.
So yeah, that's just part of my goal and my mission, man. Is really to just say, hey, we have a different, I won't say struggle. We have a different upbringing, or we look at life a little bit differently, but we kind of all, no matter if you're in Philly, Detroit, Chicago, Atlanta, in certain parts, Houston, Compton, wherever, wherever you're from, your hood is your hood, but or your struggle is your struggle. But for some reason, New Orleans is just always in that mix, you know. So I'm very, very appreciative of where I come from because, like I said, that's what shaped and molded the person that I am today. So,
Right.
yeah.
Well, there y'all go. Y'all hear that? So we got Toxic the director in the building, man. He just told y'all where he from, a little bit about himself. So now I'm gonna just ask you. You say you do branding and stuff. So like, as far as branding, which I can attest to, because if you go to aagng.net, that whole website is done by my brother right here. So
Mm-hmm.
make sure y'all go tap in and check it out. So his work is shown. You feel me? So yeah, as far as that part of the job, what what's your services, or if someone wanted to hit you up for a website design, or something of that sort, you know.
They will go to the website globevisioninc.com, GLOBE Vision VISION Inc.com. Everything's up there. Services. You click on that services tab or about tab. It just shows you all our services. You reach out to us online through the website. We get it. If I don't see it, somebody on the team will see it. We have assigned people that do see the messages, and we try to get back to everybody immediately. Most people, they will fill out a form on our website, so that way we know specifically like what you want. Like if you're an artist, I know what it takes for artists to succeed, but in order to make the client happy, what's your vision? And you tell us what you are looking to accomplish. And then we would structure a proposal around that, what you want. So that way you can never come back and say, this ain't what I wanted. This ain't what I wanted. Look, we the professionals, we do the work.
Mm-hmm.
You tell us your vision and we stay aligned with what you want. And that's how we keep people happy.
Right.
Or social media, Glow Vision Inc. on Instagram, my page, Toxic the Director. But yeah, anything to where it's through the official website that links you to our social media. We do have a TikTok. It just hasn't been pushed, but I mean, we might be like a week later of response with like saying, "Oh, well, let's check our TikTok," and if we see a message, then we'll respond. But
So how long you been doing it? Like, how long you been building websites, bro? Like,
okay, so website part, but as far as like what I do, I've been doing what I've been doing since high school, and that was like 2007 to 2009.
mm-hmm.
Really got into it in 2007. And I'll do a backstory later too. But yeah, I've been learning how to build websites since my first marketing thing, probably since
Put that
2011.
down.
Hmm?
Put that down. It's YouTube.
What?
Can't smoke on YouTube.
Oh, we can't? Oh, my bad. YouTube. Promotion purposes only. This is an incense. Just saging the place.
Say that. So yeah. Where did I leave off? Where y'all think you was talking? What you say? As far as about how long you been?
Websites. So like 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 2011, 2012. Been building websites.
And you say you do like production and stuff. So that's like what? Like you behind cameras, you setting the stage up, you getting all the footage, the background footage. Like, let's expand more on that part, because a lot of people, a lot of people need production teams.
I think it started for me, like I said, it started in high school. It was always, I had the idea. First of all, I mean, we from New Orleans, so it's always about a party. It's about a second line. It's about celebration or something. You could twist your ankle and get out of a cast, and it's a celebration. Somebody throw a party for it. But yeah, it just was like understand, like, okay, us as people, you know what I'm saying? We our thing is just coming together. That's what it really was. And when you see, oh, this person go get this, We say cold drinks. Go get the cold drinks out the car, which is soda.
Mm-hmm.
Go get the meatballs out the oven and bring them here. And go get the pan of chicken and so it's just like that to me always just stuck with me as far as like organization, uh, event readiness, preparation, and all of that. So I mean that just became natural. And then we living in a world of celebrity and all of that stuff. So my thing is okay, how can I get involved with pop culture? And yeah, I just fell into it. Like it's just something I don't know how it came about. I just know what my interest was, and it was just like celebrity, internet, events, and I just fell in. And I did my own research. Like ain't nobody taught me how to do none of this.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. Of course, I work with people that was like you would consider older or mentors and all of that, but nobody taught me the motivation to say get on the internet and learn, or you've been invited to this, and I'm the one that's always like, what you need help with? I'll volunteer. You need help, and it's just really naturally fall into production assistance.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, once you
Right.
do that every day of the week or every weekend as a teenager, leading up until where I'm at now, is just like that's just second nature.
Mm.
So yeah, that's how I got into it.
So you say you all right. So you from the 504. You from New Orleans. So with you being in Philly right now. Like Philly got Philly is on y'all wave, like that bounce music wave and stuff like that. So with you being in the industry and you around these high profile celebrities and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like how do you feel? Like do y'all take it as these other cities is still in y'all culture, or do you feel like the more people embrace it, then the better for the city? Like how do you look at it?
I think that it's definitely time for the world to see what we have to offer. As long as the world do it in a respectful way and they give us the origin of where it comes from, that's what matters to me. I actually have so many deep roots when it comes down to bounce music during my era. So it's different eras. I'm not sitting up here saying, "Oh, I'm the pioneer of bounce." I can't say that. But I came in during a pivotal moment for bounce music. Again, high school, 2007 to 2009. YouTube hit the market in 2005, right? Katrina happened in 2005. So when I went to Texas, I went there for 2 years, my freshman and sophomore year. I moved back to New Orleans for my junior and my senior year. My junior and my senior year is where the city was reviving from Katrina. People are starting to move back. Businesses are starting to open up. Houses are being rebuilt. We're getting a lot of attention nationwide for, so many humanitarian efforts and organizations and Red Cross type of organizations wanting to come back and just do good. So the attention was on the city, and the thing that we was lacking or missing was the cultural music. Yes, we have jazz. Yes, we have the Indian music and all of that Mardi Gras stuff. But if you from, just like how New York has drill, if you from New Orleans, it was bounce music. And I came right back when the wave of bounce music was, again, the Big Fridas and them been out, but now they coming out with new music.
Mm.
Now it's hitting the internet.
Mm.
Before it was just the music that the DJs had.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like you could visibly see this by and on demand.
Yeah.
This ain't nothing you have to wait on, watch on television or wait till 11 o'clock to watch it. No, this was you could go on YouTube, you could type it in, you can watch a performance.
Mm-hmm.
And then during that time, there's an artist named Sissy Nobi. Again, he been out in the streets as far as the bounce music, but now this was his era to like shine. Came out with a song called Consequences. Tore the city up like that. I mean, he's LGBT artist, queer artist, but he's rapping about his nigga and talking about to a female like what don't mess with my nigga 'cause this my nigga, but you have straight dudes in the club screaming and rapping a song because it just was a hit. Again, the rest of the world don't understand it, but we understand it, you know. And then of course, with me doing what I do with cameras and computers, you know, he took notice, and I offered like, hey man, I can do your videos, made his videos, see my skill set. Hey, I'm into management. I like, administration duty stuff. And I mean, again, that was a time where, I'm about to graduate and me not thinking like, okay, I'm on the road with this artist. This is one of the most popular artists in the city right now. I'm on the road going with him to his shows. Then you got the shakers and the dancers. So again, my ideas and my input to the artist went out to the world. And it's just when you see an influx, when you literally see your numbers doing this, where it's just a steady pace, but all of a sudden you just go viral and you keep going viral, like it's a proven concept that works. So yeah, man, I just came in during that time where it was just hitting the internet, or you have it's ready for you to listen on demand. And yeah, man, a lot of my work was during that time. So I will definitely give shout outs to like Big Chew, Bono's TV, RIP Bono's. Those was the only two or well, there's like, I'll say less than five videographer, media people that came right before me, or just that kind of innovative that time. But I was the youngest. And, I just had so much influence behind the scenes to where, yeah, I made a name for myself. So yeah, I worked with, from Nobi to a handful of other bounce artists. And, even the Messy Maya, the late Messy Maya, rest in peace, Messy Maya. And if you know, you know. But yeah, it's just like I definitely had a gift and a vision, and I've seen it taken off many times before. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. So basically, you're saying as long as these cities come correct, pretty much.
Yeah, man, these artists, like, bro, it's 2025, bro. And every year it gets easier and easier for independent artists to produce their own stuff and put it out there. Again, I can't sit up here and say produce something and it's automatically gonna go viral. You gotta have something. But as long as you have your business straight and you have your presentation, it takes the right person to see you and just say, I'll rock with it.
Right.
Again, you know what I'm saying? With me and you, I rock with you because you seen my vision. I wanted to literally have an artist showcase in LA. One of the first ones, you know what I'm saying? That's where you signed up. This was like 6 years ago. Excuse me. And, for you to believe in it and really come through and just say, look, I'm going, the presentation right. I like what you got going on. You gave extra support. And that's what made me respect you. So it wasn't like, yo, man, I'm just trying to, like I got to see an artist that see what I see. And then you build up a relationship. Yeah, you're going to start off strictly business as far as like, what's the contract going to say in the beginning? But over time, you're going to loosen up that contract and then just create and form more of a partnership with people.
Right.
And I'm okay with doing business without having a contract on somebody. But you have to earn that from me at this point. Artists have to earn that. You're going to come through the door, pay that retainer fee, pay for the services. You're going to do all of that. But over time, I understand what it's like to invest your money. I understand we don't have a major label behind us. When I say behind us, I'm talking about you jumping off your porch, off the rip, not having $1 million budget. Now, are we connected with labels and managers and all? Yeah, hell yeah. But they're looking for something specific. It's like I said, it's 2025.
Something that's already hot.
Yeah, they want to see that you already got the business together or the buzz. Most artists, they got the buzz. They don't even have their business together.
That's a fact.
And then when they get the buzz, now you got to go backtrack all the business because now you hot and your name not protected.
And you moving around, and by the time you thinking about the business, nigga, you're like 2 years
late.
behind.
Somebody didn't come and trademark your stuff. Somebody came, and now all of a sudden you got to change your name.
Yep.
Or you can't use this album, or you can't put out that song because you didn't clear the sample for it. And trust and believe, you know what I'm saying? Conversations, it could be easy and it could be tough. Because I can't say the artist's name, but, I had a pretty gangster artist, I would say, a street artist, you would say, sample my stuff, and they didn't rightfully contact me, you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, we got in contact with that artist, and I don't care how street, how hood, how tough you are, like, my dude, like at the end of the day,
Pay that
you
fare.
respectfully, you're gonna have to
Pay up.
pay up, or you're gonna have to offer something for that. Because I like what you did with the sample, but it's business, and you gotta be thorough with your business, or have somebody on your team that's gonna be thorough. You know, I do that with you all the time. Yeah, we could just jump out there and do that, but if you're not thorough, bro, you could wind up making up a hit and you can't even put it out.
Right.
You know, and again, a lot of times you could go ahead and make the hit and then reach out. You know what I'm saying? Because if you hear it and you be like, man, this is a hit, we gotta reach out, then go ahead and do it. But by that time, you done already invested in studio, you done invested in your creativity with coming up with the lyrics. All of that is at risk now. So, yeah, man, I would just say, yeah, man, get your business together, as well as, you know, go ahead and create something viral. So, yeah.
So how is it working with like these industry people? Do they go by the same rules? Like, is they the same way, or are they more strict? Because like, you know, some people just think because like when you do artist showcases, like people don't want to pay their money. They feel like they doing something for you, or they doing. You get what I'm saying?
They have to get out of that thing. I mean, finish your question, but
yeah. So basically, I'm just saying, like, when it comes to like artists like that, like, do you work with artists like that, like, or like, do you take everybody on, or do you really? It's like really a select few.
As long as their music is decent, I will say that. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't want to sit up here and say, do I work with everybody? I'm willing to work with everybody, but they have to come to a point where they are ready enough to even be on what I got going on.
And
again,
is that how the industry people narrate, like navigate
no,
too?
they don't know. They don't do that.
No?
They want you to come with followers only. Okay. Like, they rather you just come to them like, hey, I got 200,000 followers. Now they interested, and it's just like you didn't even hear their music. You just worried about the reach that they have. And to me, that's a little bit backwards, because I do marketing. I know what a database of 500,000 people look like. I could reach 500,000 people, right? People that are in position that work at the labels, they are an employee. I'm thinking from a leader, CEO standpoint. You know, I'm thinking like the label. And don't get me wrong, even though these people work for the label and they do their reports, they talk to their higher ups and all of that, as a key decision maker, you know, KDM. You know, if you're in business, you know that term, KDM, key decision maker. I look at it as, what's the potential? An artist could have 500 followers today, go viral, and get 50,000 followers tomorrow. I've seen it. We've all seen it with some of our favorite viral stars. That's not the problem. The problem is, again, finding the artist with the mindset, with the talent. They don't even have to have the full image. I mean, hey, love you down, Glorilla, but that's a prime example. Look at her first image when she first signed that deal with CMG, and look at her now. Granted, that's what was supposed to happen. It was supposed to happen, like, but he saw it. She had a hot song, knowing she didn't have the followers, even if she had a little buzz because of that song in Memphis. Again, I wasn't there when he found her and all that, but I'm only looking at what's public information, right? And he picked her up and said, look, I'm going to put my money, my resources behind this. Yes, it started off as a single, but I'm pretty sure her mindset of wanting to make it and be successful is what propelled him to put more money, put her as the front. Now she didn't surpass all the other artists on CMG. You feel me? And it had to. And I know that that's probably one of the reasons why, because I think when she did one of these interviews, she was talking about like, hey, me and my team are disciplined. We go to the gym every morning. You know, not just her, but the team, her immediate team around her, like manager maybe or whoever, they go to the gym. You know, so that discipline show, like, I'm not just somebody you picking up from Memphis or whatever. I really want this. I might not be at the standard industry level as far as image, and I might need to learn how to flow better. I need a little vocal coach or whatever, but at the end of the day, I'm willing to learn. And as long as you find that, that's why these labels need to start thinking like that, because again, look what Yo Gotti did with Glorilla. And there's so many other countless people, like even with Quality Control with the City Girls. That was a space that was needed. Huh?
Which? I just found out that Carisha is not signed to QC no more.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
She said it on the club Shannon Sharp show.
Yeah, but the world knows that that was the platform. So regardless, even if she's not signed to them no more, the world will always look at it as they have the reputation to blow up an artist like that. You know, and again, I believe that. I believe that even though you start working with somebody and they help you get to superstardom status, that don't necessarily mean that that's your last chapter. I'm the type person, if it's best for you to move on, don't get me wrong, give me my credit. You know what I'm saying? Shout me out at the award shows, rep the brand. But if it comes to a point where you have to go your own way, or, you know what I'm saying, of course, come to me respectfully and be like, look, I want your blessing to just let me spread my wings on my own. I might even come back, but I have to do this to figure myself out or get more opportunities for me or whatever. Okay, as long as it's not hurting the bottom line money too much, okay, go ahead and do your thing. I mean, we have a understanding. But yeah, that's like even with Beyonce, you know, her and her dad, like she was under his wing for so long to where she had to say, Dad, respectfully, again, I wasn't there. I don't know what's the full reason. But it's like, you didn't taught me enough, Dad. You taught me how to be a manager. You taught me how to get respect for myself. You taught me how to go negotiate a deal. Let me do this for me. Because this is ultimately, I'm grown. It's not like she's 17 no more. Beyonce is a grown adult.
Right.
So, and that's how she's able to spread her wings and grow and all of that stuff. So, yeah, man, if Carisha not signed with him and they still have a good relationship, kudos. You know what I'm saying? That shows growth. Again, don't know why she's separated from him, but you know, as long as they still have a healthy relationship, that's to me what matters the most.
Right. Yeah. She ain't elaborate on it too much, but she did say she independent. She not with QC no more.
Yeah.
So that shit was like, damn, I didn't even know they did that on the low.
Yeah. And again, they got what they needed out of it. I mean, I know she still has so much potential to grow, but she reached that glass ceiling. Like, okay, what's their job? Their job is to be a label, right? They did. I'm assuming they fulfilled their duty with saying, hey, we represent her as a label. They put money behind her. They fulfilled that duty as a label. They got her on stages at the award shows. They fulfilled that duty. You know?
Yeah.
Again, there's so many dynamics of why people leave, but as a consumer and as a person in the industry, I'm judging on did they do their job as promised. And when I say as promised, hey, you're an artist, you don't have a following, we see potential, we want to make you a superstar. They did that.
Definitely.
They did it.
Definitely.
So now that we did that, and you know what I'm saying, now they have to go, now I won't say they have to, but now it's time for them to find the next upcoming whatever, the next independent artist that they can blow up. They successfully did it with Migos. They successfully did it with Lil Baby. They successfully did it with Yachty. They successfully did it with City Girls and probably a few more other artists. I can't think right now, but yeah, they've done it.
Successful at
Yeah,
it too.
and their fan base is going to stay with them. If their core fan base is their core fan base, it's going to stick with them. So yeah, maybe she need to get in television. Maybe
it's time for her to switch lanes. You think? Like it's time to get into something
I
different.
think she's in her next lane. If she
That
the
podcasting,
podcast. If she wants to focus on that,
Risha Roulette thing.
Carisha, please. If she wants to focus on that, she got the platform to do it. You know, she got the platform. She got the support.
She got the aura too and the charisma. Like
yeah, it's entertaining. You know what I'm saying?
she be talking that bullshit, but it's definitely entertaining.
Yeah. You know, I wish her the best, you know. But yeah, it's time for the next era to come in. I'm just here to tell you that. Like, them people got theirs already, and that's great. And even we could be in the same room with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got it. But we cannot deny that this moment in time right now is who is next up.
So from your expertise and, you know, your involvement in certain things, like what you speaking to the audience and they, you know, a young artist and they trying to, you know, make moves and get to the next level, Like, what can you tell them that like a label is looking for? Like, what should they already start having in order so it'd be a better transaction for them?
Have number one artist have the right attitude. Have the right attitude. You gotta have the right attitude and be willing to learn, because people that are in position, even a person like myself, we don't have to do this for y'all. Again, y'all are artists, and the right artist could be smart enough to do all of this by themselves. They can get on the internet and learn. They can write up their own contracts. They can do all these things. But if you're talking about and you're screaming that you want a team, that you want a manager, that you want a label, that you want somebody to put their hard-earned money behind you, if you want somebody to invest in you, either their time or their money, you got to have the right attitude. And granted, y'all artists are the product. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are, without y'all artists, there's no music. I get that. But I've worked with a nice amount of artists, man, that to where I just said, F it. Because it's messing with my mental peace. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm not wrong, and I know I'm not difficult to work with. And yes, you're supposed to have healthy debates and
so
stuff.
the artists basically don't listen, like they don't like to take direction.
It's that, but it's a lot of distraction too. Because again, if you're an artist, I'm not the one that's on stage being a celebrity. Y'all are, right? So when if you a guy, you got women throwing themselves at you. You know what I'm saying? Or easy, they willing to give it up. I'm just keeping it real. They willing to give it up. So you got that attention. Then you got the niggas around here that's hating, or they might be, trying to be fans and just like, whoa, calm down. You know what I'm saying? So you got that. Then when it come down to the hate, nobody ain't gonna want to see somebody progress past them when they feel like they better than them. So it's like now the artists feel like they gotta respond because somebody shaded them or called them out on the internet, or even bump them in person. Like you could be at an event and nigga hating on you and bump you. Like, is it worth the risk? Don't get me wrong. I ain't saying be scary. I ain't saying back down from people. If somebody bump you, you got every right to whoop their ass. But it's like they're not thinking before they act. Or they slipping up having children. Girls too. You know what I'm saying? I've definitely had female artists. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I'm talking about they were single, they pretty, they got a voice, all of that. And then as soon as we start getting them on and they start getting recognition, they get that one song that start getting buzz. Now you got nigga in their ear.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Talking all that good stuff. And put a baby inside of them. And it's just like, I can't market, like you too new for me to market that. Like I can't, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure they got music and they got people out there that get pregnant. Prime example, Halle Bailey with DDG. Again, they grown, they successful, kudos to them, beautiful child. But she's a Disney, like her contract is Disney. Her contract is this over here. She's seen to America as the pretty little princess girl. Even though she's grown, she's legal, the world is looking at her as, oh, that's little Halle. You know what I'm saying? They see her as a little girl. And then you sign this contract, you do the Little Mermaid, getting a Disney contract, they're putting you in the box for a long term because they have to market and make that as merch, product, sell, all of that. And you go get pregnant, we're already telling the world that they should be like you. We're telling little girls this is what it is to be a Disney girl and to be, a child. And if we're telling the world that the child is now getting pregnant, you know what I'm saying? It's a narrative. It's a PR nightmare. So again, she had every right to, but why you think she hid her pregnancy? She wasn't ashamed of it, but she had to hide it or not talk about it until the baby came. Now, once the baby here, you gotta, look. You know what I'm saying? I had a baby, whatever. But it tainted that rise that they was building. She's still a Disney princess. We still love her. But it's a little stain that's there. You know what I'm saying? And it's just almost like, and then you're...
Blood, right.
So it's like we're counting on you to open up doors and break that down. Now you got people at those corporations looking like, well, this is why we can't get... Because... Yeah, and we've only had a few Disney princesses that's, Yes, I mean, yeah, it's just so much, man. Like artists, again, you have to listen and be willing to learn. Uh, these labels or these managers or people in position that can open up doors for you, they will invest their time and their money. And then also, I understand people have to work. If you work a 9 to 5, kudos to you. Ain't no problem with that. But you got to be willing to either risk that job and chase your dreams. That don't mean give up your job, but I'm talking about if it's like you got two options: skip work and possibly lose your job, or go follow your dreams in LA.
Yeah, a lot of people go through that.
You know.
That's
Now
that's
depending
a
on
hard decision,
depending
man.
on what job you got, you see, you could easily get another one, or it might be difficult to get another one. But that's that. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm always
It's
going.
all about risk.
Yeah,
You
to
gotta
me,
take
I'm
that
always gonna
risk.
take the risk. I'm always gonna say F that and go follow my dreams. You know, you only got one life to live. The entire world is in shambles right now. So you're not really missing out on much. If you do fall, you know, you're not falling that far down. As long as you got shelter over your head, you got food in your belly, you got clothes on your back, that's it. That's all you need. And these days, as long as you got your iPhone or your laptop, you good. So you know, people don't have to take that risk if they too scared to do that. And don't get me wrong, if you got kids, you got certain responsibilities you can't risk. That's totally understandable. It's totally understandable. But you got to find a way to take care of that, but still, follow your dreams.
Right.
So yeah, it's like probably about 5 things on that list that artists can do, or that they should do, or what labels are looking for. But yeah, man, they got to get with it, bro. They got to get with the program. You know, but yeah, they got to get rid of that attitude, thinking like, man, I know my stuff hot. I know I'm gonna blow. That's great. And if you got 20 homeboys on your block that's in the video supporting you and all of that, that's great.
Tell them.
But when it come down to when you selling some merch, when it come down to you needing them to buy a ticket to impress the promoter that you was able to convince,
Keep going.
we will see if those 20 people really
That's when
rock
it
with
get
you.
that's when it get crucial.
Yeah, don't talk about taking a trip somewhere. Oh,
Oh,
that's something else. So
Oh man.
again, the ego is definitely up there with a lot of independent artists, and they are supposed to feel like they the best at what they do. They are. But it's two sides to it. Like you have to get in the mind of a music executive. You have to get in the mindset of a record producer or DJ. Because again, they don't have to do these things. That's why most of them is only spinning the mainstream artists that you know in the club. That's why they doing it. Because they don't have to work with the independent artists. Now, granted, when we walk in and we're requesting a DJ to play our music, or we're asking of a favor, not even a favor, but we're asking for a promotion or something like that, we come with an incentive. I don't care if we buying that person a drink. I don't care if we sliding them a little something under the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the incentive to make somebody, if you don't know them? If you cold turkey don't know this person, what is the incentive? What are you offering them? You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's a cheeseburger. You know what I'm saying? Like if you at a restaurant, or let's just say you at a space like a club and they sell chicken wings or whatever. At the end of the day, man, offer the DJ a plate of chicken. You know what I'm saying? Something like, because he got 50 other artists coming up to him asking to play his music. And then you're doing that before. Like, I don't know why artists do this sometimes. You could come with a flash drive with your music on it, but that DJ needs to have your music before they even start that night. And DJs, I know y'all gonna praise me for this, but yeah, man, y'all can't
That's
be
hard
doing
though. Sometimes
is.
sometimes them
It
DJs
is.
don't answer their phone. Answer their emails or they DMs, and now
But they not professional.
The only time you gotta get to them is when you see them in the club, right on spot. Like that's how that
But
shit
that's why
be,
I said
man.
offer that plate of chicken, because you could still have the music right there. Now, depending on their system and all that, I just know that it's a high risk if they try to plug in your thing and it frees their computer. And now the whole club stopped listening to music because you didn't mess up their computer set or whatever. It's high risk. Now, I don't mean that it's impossible, but it's just like, oh crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should have emailed or airdropped this to me before because where I can have it downloaded and I know where it's at. For most DJs, that's how it go. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to risk that without even hearing and all that. So again, if they don't even respond prior, I'm with you on that. Like DJs, y'all got to do better with that. If y'all got a booking email in y'all bio, if you got to contact me, here's the number. You need to be answering or you need to be responding. DJs, you have to, even if the answer is no. Even if the answer is no. And if you get flooded with so many submissions, hire an assistant. Yeah. Hire an assistant that will filter it and respond for you on your behalf. Because again, I'm with you on that. It's just like you could reach out to DJs, they don't respond, or they unprofessional, or yeah. But again, DJs, if y'all take yourself serious as a business, y'all will have that stuff in order. Because there are independent artists that do that, and y'all don't respond. Y'all don't, even say, hey, well, my price is this to do whatever service. Y'all don't do it. And that's making artists feel discouraged for sure.
I do that shit. That shit happened to me a lot. That's why I said that shit. That shit's like, damn, bro. Could at least just said nah, like.
But that's why you
responded, bro. Like, damn. Now you gotta run up on them at the club, try to get them to spin that shit, and I already know that's a headache because, like you said, it is kind of like an inconvenience for them, when they on they set and all that shit. But god damn, bro, we could have avoided this if you would have just been on your business shit.
Yeah, they have to do better. I mean, both sides.
That's a lot of people though. A lot of even fucking execs and fucking people that's.
Oh yeah, they need to get out the way. Yeah. I'm. Don't get me wrong. I'm one person, and I know there's not many people that think like me, to the level that I do. But yeah, execs like that need to get out the way. The only thing they need to do where they don't necessarily respond like that traditionally is they need to have a portal. Some type of portal on their website, or they need to have some type of submission process through their website. That's it. And knowing that I'm an artist and I submitted through the website, I know that the company got it.
Right.
Or I know that that agency has
Somebody got to respond. Like, like you said, even if they answer no, or not at the moment, or we not.
Or have an alternative. If somebody is not to your standard for an agency or a label, or if you're a music executive, if they're not to your standard of what you're looking for, have another option for them. You're basically still telling them no, but you're not discouraging them if you had something. Like, hey, we got your submission. Unfortunately, we're kind of
some of these big entities don't give a fuck, bro.
Yeah, and that's their prerogative.
They ain't even gonna respond, and if they do, no, they not giving you a reason why they said no. It's just no.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, I get it, but that's where the disconnect coming at, because now y'all as artists, y'all are getting frustrated because you're not getting no responses. So again, in order to give hope, because again, I'd rather be the company that respond to everybody, even if the answer is no, and then later down the line, still work with you or have you be willing to pay for services or invest into what I got going on. Because again, I'm not the artist on stage. I'm only creating the experience. I'm creating the experience. You're the artist that want to be performing for the experience. And now we have to come to common ground in some capacity. That's it. And I'm going to get way more artists willing to come running over here versus going run to Atlantic Records. Y'all only going to Atlantic or Interscope or these major labels because y'all want the advanced check. That's the only reason. Tell me obviously the promotions and resources.
Some people, that's all they know is those type labels.
Yeah,
because their favorite artist is probably on them labels. They probably don't know about none of the, smaller labels or indie labels and things like that.
But that's where the artists have to wake up. It's 2025. It's either you're gonna keep chasing something like that, and again, people do luck up. It's not like people go that route and they just never get discovered. We sit up here watching and they're telling us what they're looking for before they even be interested in you. And if you don't have that, then what are you doing in the meantime?
Right.
My goal, again, if you work over here at my type of agency, my goal, if you say I want to be signed to a major label, I want to work with people at a major label, then my goal is to help build you up to be noticed by them. And by the time you walk in that boardroom meeting and they start talking to you, you're gonna be like, I didn't gain so much knowledge and information on my own. I don't even want that contract.
Mm-hmm.
Or yes, I see the advance money or the resources, but it's not, in long term, it's not beneficial for me because I'm really getting the less of the pie and I'm the fucking product.
Right. And that's how most contracts is.
So negotiation is like, again, if your goal is to sit at the boardroom table with these major labels and execs, if that's your goal as an artist, fine. So it's either you're gonna start from here and try to jump over all the work you need to do to get over there, and that's a high probability that it might not happen that way.
Right.
Or do you just still take the next step, build up your brand value for sure, because you own it. When you pay for something, whatever you pay for, you own it. If you exchange your money for something, you own it, even if it's a piece of it or whatever. Right?
Right.
So that's why I tell artists, pay for your own shit so nobody can take that from you. Legally, you know you're the owner of it. Now, whatever your agreement you have with the people that you're paying for, whatever, that's what it is. But again, if I pay for something, I own it, or I have say-so over it. If I invest in my time to produce something, I own it, or I have ownership in it. And I built this catalog of business, music, or whatever, and now the label's gonna say, man, you built all of that. We don't even have to do the work. We just wanna pick you up where you at and then take you further. You're gonna get that with the label way faster than you just trying to jump over all the work you have to do on your own.
Right.
I don't care if you got to go do the fundraising. I don't care if you have to go sell fish plates. I don't care if you have to go wash cars to get the money. Whatever, you're going to have to do the work to get the results that you expect to see at the top. Because if not, you're jumping over all of that, and now you're on the terms, whatever the record label say, and now you signed to a 5-year contract sitting on the shelf and can't even put out music when you want to put out music.
And that's how that should be.
So you could go that route. Nobody stop you from doing that.
That's how
But
it be.
then you're going to be complaining and talking about, man, I hate this label and I can't do this. I can't do what I want. And, you know, and F this and I'm getting my lawyer. You could have avoided all of that if you just went and did the work and control your own destiny when they start knocking on your door. They're going to knock on your door. First, they're going to watch you and not say nothing.
Got to be ready.
First, they're going to watch you and not say nothing. Then they're going to want to see your consistency. Then when you come back with consistency of success, that's when they start, we'd like to have a meeting with you. We'd like to sit down and talk. You know, we got the technology. We could tell who watch us.
Yeah.
So they watching. Even with this podcast, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking real facts. He's been through real shit. We might not, at this moment as y'all watching this, he may not have the whole setup and all of that. We could get that. We working on other stuff, though, that's just as important. But at the end of the day, we're not waiting for somebody to come to us and say, hey, we want to interview you. I don't do interviews. I'm doing this because of what we building over here.
Right.
I'm willing to talk this game like that. But in order for you to hear what I got to say, you got to come on this platform and press play and listen.
We appreciate that, man.
Yeah. So, you know, again, man, this is a real game that's being played. And like I said, I'm just on the part where
Dropping real game for y'all, man. So I hope y'all really listening, man. It's some real game.
I'm just on the side to where I'm okay. Like, again, like I said, I'm from New Orleans. I've seen the bottom of the bottom. I've literally survived Hurricane Katrina, lost everything. You know what I'm saying? I've seen poverty at poverty level. You know what I'm saying? So, but again, that never discouraged me to say, don't follow your dreams. You know what I'm saying? The first thing I had when I moved, when I was relocated to Texas after Katrina, was a video camera. That was my out. That was my out, like, to the world. Like, I need to not be stuck like every other New Orleans person and struggling, and where they at now?
Mm-hmm.
Where they at? Like, you know what I'm saying? Again, I'm pretty sure they have people that surpass me in success levels and stuff, but most of them, no. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just being real. But I had to stick to my guns to say, this video camera is going to be my way out to the world. Let me learn how to edit.
Mm-hmm.
I was the only kid in 9th and 10th grade that knew how to upload videos to the internet in my class. Like, you feel me?
Mm.
MySpace was just hitting the market. You know what I'm saying? Facebook just hitting the market. YouTube, yes, YouTube was out in 2005. I started making videos 2006, uploading them to YouTube. Didn't even know what YouTube was. Didn't even know what the potential was going to be. I was the only one. That's why I became popular in high school, because, oh, Mike, he could get you on the internet, and I could go home and watch it on TV. Well, not TV, but, I could watch it on the computer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, real shit.
And again, if you at school with 3,000 kids and only 2 of them know how to work YouTube, there you go. So what happened? Y'all could go do your research. Go look at my old videos. The E-Dub videos. Shout out E-Dub gang. Y'all still be watching. That's crazy, bro. That shit was like 2007, and I still get comments. Like, you know what I'm saying? The freestyle videos, basically recording my friends at lunch, beating on the desk or beating, on the door outside, and they rapping and freestyling. Again, I'm not the talent. I just knew this person can rap, this person can rap, this person could sing, this person could rap. I got the video camera. This person could make the beat, record, upload it to YouTube, share it to everybody at school. Now the other schools is mad and jealous because we the only city in San Antonio that got the city on the internet popping, or that got the school on the internet popping in San Antonio.
That's lit.
Yeah, bro. Like, and it's true. Like, don't get me wrong. It didn't reach Jay-Z Rock Nation status or nothing like that. But at the end of the day, it was one of a kind. You know what I'm saying? And that just showed me, like, you could be innovative. That showed me that you can make a difference and really make the world a better place. Because if you live in San Antonio or you from San Antonio, you already know they have different gangs out there. They have, I don't know the names of them or remember them, but, you got people that rep this flag and this person that rep that flag, and this is real gangbangers, like high school, throwing up their little hand, they'll jump you and all of that. But when I came in the picture, it was like, you could have 2 different sets. Mm-hmm. They'll stop beefing for that 30 minutes and come freestyle and smile and be laughing, like, you bringing people together from different walks of life. And mainly because it was so rare, it's just like, bro, this is my opportunity to be seen on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah, I rep this flag, or yeah, I rep that flag, but, I'm going to stand on my side, you stand on your side, and next thing you know, we battling each other and we having a laughable moment. Mm-hmm. Now, what happened after school, when the bell ring or whatever, they handle their business after that. But, for me to see that is just like, bro, this is making people happy. This is making people come together. This is what unity is about. So, yeah, man, I'm blessed to see what I have seen, and I just want to keep being of service to people. That's my main goal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, real doubt, no doubt. What you think? I got a question from our last podcast. We doing a poll. Mm-hmm. The question is, in a versus battle, song for song, who do you have coming out with the win? Lil Kim or Nicki Minaj? They had a versus battle, and they got 20 songs. They got to play 20 of their hits.
It's 2 different eras, though. Like, we can't...
Who coming out with the banger?
All right. Nicki Minaj or Lil Kim? I know you're going to say, oh, you got to choose one. I know you're going to say that. What would resonate now in today's, it's 2025. I'm going to base on reality, right? Like right now. Based on 2025, who will resonate more with the people will be Nicki Minaj. She will resonate more. But as far as where it stems from and the DNA of where it comes from, you still have to say Lil Kim can and probably would claw her out. Like when I say claw out, it's a battle. It is a battle. The people are the ones that's gonna decide. But when
So
you
you
really,
saying not the songs, like if they like the in person feeling is going to be like,
yeah, they both throw shade. Like you gotta look at all the things that make them, right? Nicki Minaj is a full character. She went to drama school. She's trained for that. Her mentor is Lil Wayne. They trained her to be an assassin when it comes down to that, to write her own music in less than 10 minutes, or however long it takes her to write her music. They trained her for that. Lil Kim come from an era of East Coast, West Coast beef. She know how the game goes with that. So as far as a battle and what they can talk about, it's the same. But I think
I'm saying like song for songs, like songs they already got.
that they already done.
Yeah, like hits.
No, Nicki Minaj have more hits than, in my opinion, she has more hits.
That's what I said. Thank
Yeah,
you.
she
So
has
that's-
more hits.
So that's
like,
two?
certified. Let me just say that that's certified
Thank you.
hits. Lil Kim has underground. To me, I say
You hear
underground.
that key?
hits. Huh?
No, I'm saying you hear that key?
Oh yeah, no. Lil Kim has the underground, grimy. You got to be a real hip hop fan to really know.
Right. Lil Kim shit,
yeah.
right?
Nicki Minaj is just commercial.
She is. That's what I'm
She's
saying.
very commercial.
So if they did a versus, you know, the top, it'd be my person. I think it'd be Nicki Minaj, just because I feel like she has more longevity.
Yeah, she has the
And
success
she
rate
has
more,
more hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
the longevity behind Nicki Minaj is from 2009 up until still to now. Even though she's backed off a little bit from music over the last 4-5 years. It's like, if Nicki Minaj come out with a song right now, like a single,
It's gonna go crazy.
it's gonna go crazy, especially if it's catchy. Like, it's going to
Like
do
that
it.
everybody, John.
And then also that goes with the internet era. See, Lil Kim, you gotta remember this too. Lil Kim was before the internet era. That's hard physical copies and sales.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's people, and again, don't get me wrong, Nicki Minaj still get people to come out and buy a ticket and dress the occasion. She has that influence. But then, let's just say, Megan Thee Stallion, right? Let's throw her in the mix. Them shows was a little light with attendees. You know what I'm saying?
Meg?
Yeah, Meg.
Okay.
You feel me? Like, but again, the era of Nicki Minaj, she has those diehard fans to where no matter how old she get,
They grew with her.
they will go and buy a concert ticket. That's not the internet babies that just watch it at home and they get their fix. Like right now, I'm the type of person, I'd rather watch the music award shows. Don't get me wrong, I would love to, I want to be in the audience. But depending on where I'm sitting at, the whole vibe, like some things I'd rather watch on TV versus just actually being there for.
Yeah.
And Megan Thee Stallion has that. It's that internet going live. Let me leave a comment. She responded to me. I got my fix. Nicki Minaj is still that. If I see Nicki Minaj in person, that's an icon. She's legendary. She's not icon status yet, but she's a few more years, Nicki Minaj will be icon status. Right? So with her having that.
I feel like she icon status already.
Yeah, she definitely is. She's going to get the title. Now compared to the new girls out, yeah, she's icon status. Lil Kim is icon status. That's icon. That's like that. I don't have to rap, but I still do it if I want to get the check, or if I want to do it. That's like it's voluntary.
I feel like Nicki like that too.
No, I think Nicki got like 1 or 2 more world tours in her. At least 1 more world tour, not just national. I'm talking about world tour. We already know Beyonce's iconic, but you know what I'm saying? It's just she got it.
Is Rihanna iconic?
Rihanna, she's legendary.
Legendary.
I think when she come out with 1 more album and 1 more tour, then she could sit back and be iconic. Because she's been dangling that carrot in front of the fans for too long. Until
It's
she
like
really
Cardi
sit back.
B.
Yeah, until she sit back, until Rihanna sit back and say, "Y'all, I'm not doing it no more. I will come back and do my hits for y'all." And show up when I feel like it, but I'm not doing. But right now, Rihanna's still like, whenever I get back to music. Right now, I just had 2 babies. Right now, I'm worried about my man. Right now, I'm worried about my Fenty beauty brand and all of that shit. So
I think that other money just start rolling in too good.
yeah, she don't
So
have to
she
do
like,
it.
fuck that.
Yeah, but she never hung up that coat yet.
Of course not, cause that's she like
Yeah.
she like it. She love it.
Yeah, so watch. Let Rihanna announce that she's doing a world tour. Watch how that's gonna be sold out in minutes. And once she do that, and she feel like, yep, that's it. Now she iconic status, cause that's gonna be the era for her fan base. We gonna be satisfied. We gonna know like, look, it was a good run. We appreciate you, Rihanna. We appreciate everything you done. Until you be 50 years old and decide to come back with a tour at that age, like we accepted the fact that you done with new stuff. I'm gonna say with new stuff. But yeah, man.
So then we had another question that flopped for the guys. It was in a versus battle, Usher and Chris Brown.
Usher,
That's what I said.
you
I
have
said-
to.
I
Like,
said
don't get me
Usher.
wrong.
Say Usher too.
Chris Brown probably can outdance Usher right now.
Even
Most
hit
likely
for
will.
hit is like Usher.
You have to give
Usher
it to
got
him. He
unlimited hits.
He influenced Chris Brown. I know Michael Jackson influenced Chris Brown, but Chris Brown can't say he's Chris Brown without knowing anything from Usher. That's it. Like Usher is it. Like Usher is before. That's like what I just set up here and said. When I got into doing bounce music videos and working with bounce artists, I have to give props to those that came right before me. We was doing it at the same time, but they showed me that I can. It was like a representation. Like same thing we was talking about Halle as the Little Mermaid. That's black representation. That's giving me the extra motivation to go out here and do it as well and be just as good as you. I'm just as good as you, but I can't sit up here and say that you did not inspire me to be all that I can be. So you have to give those people like that comparison. You have to give it to Usher. And again, Chris Brown could spin on his head, do backflips and all of that. And Usher just gonna sit up there and hit you with the let it burn, let it burn. Don't have to do too much moving.
That nigga gon'
You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to do too much moving, but you know Chris Brown, you got just as many hits too, but
he do.
you gonna have to
Timeless.
You gonna have
Usher
to bow
got
down.
timeless shit though.
Yeah, you're gonna have to bow down because I mean that's the people that paved the way for people like you. That's it. Again, with the Nicki Minaj and Lil Kim thing. Nicki could, when I say slaughter her catalog or stuff, because again, remember I said that's pre-internet era and that's more underground for Lil Kim. Nicki Minaj is pop culture, commercialized, and during the internet era. But at the end of the day, Nicki Minaj, you cannot sit up here and say, oh Lord, I might get this blocked, what I'm about to say. But Nicki Minaj, you can't sit up here and say that you was not influenced by a Lil Kim. Y'all both from New York. The promotional pictures alone compared to Lil Kim is damn near the very same. You know, the little marketing pictures that they then took to market Nicki Minaj's image is damn near the same. It's too much similarity there to where you can't sit up here and say that she did not influence you. It's impossible. And again, I wasn't there. I'm not from New York, but it's just like you got to at least give that person recognition. You have to give that person recognition before you. And if you don't, then now you got the ego in your head that you just the first one to start this. And that's not true. So yeah, you know, we know Michael Jackson to be the greatest, but in this era, Chris Brown just as talented at this point.
Yeah. That's crazy.
He just has to stick with it. He's still young. Chris Brown is what?
Finally gave him that Grammy.
Yeah, and why Nicki Minaj has no Grammys.
That's crazy.
So that goes to show you that the industry is gonna be the industry.
Do Lil Kim?
Hmm?
Do
Lil'
Lil Kim got Grammy?
I don't know. We could Google real quick. Let me see.
Man, that's crazy.
Does Lil' Kim have a Grammy? She has 16 Grammys.
Lil Kim, 16
No,
Grammy?
wait. List of awards and nominations received.
16.
So total between Grammys and nominations, she has 16.
I mean, she win actually. I know.
Grammy Awards, I think she has, wait, one? Hold on, wait. I'm on Google, y'all, so they're not really. No. Let me retype that. How many Grammys have Lil Kim won? Oh, she only had one Grammy.
She got one?
Yeah, she has one Grammy.
Mm.
As pop collaboration with vocals on Lady Marmalade. So that's a collaborative song. So almost honestly, even though she got that one Grammy, she's still in the same box with Nicki Minaj, because that wasn't just a Lil Kim song. That was a collective song with Lil Kim.
Junior Mafia? Yeah.
No. Lil Kim, Maya.
What song was it?
That Creole man, voulez-vous coucher à ce soir,
yeah.
ce soir. Yeah, that song.
Okay.
So who's all on that song? I know Maya's on the song. Lil Kim. I know Christina Aguilera maybe. Lil Kim, Lady Marmalade. Hey sister. Yeah, so it's Pink, Lil Kim, Maya, and Christina Aguilera.
Pink.
So those four made that song. And she got a Grammy for being on that song, or, being an artist. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, see how she had to commercialize? Like, as much as we know Lil Kim for her Junior Mafia days and all of that, she only got a Grammy for being on a pop song.
Crazy.
With an ensemble cast of people. So, we can't compare it to awards, because even though Lil Kim got one, you're kind of still in the same boat as Nicki Minaj. And y'all got the hits when it comes down to female rap. Yeah, you got the Queen Latifahs. Yeah, you got the, MC Lights. Yeah, you got Salt and Pepper. Yeah, you got all these people that rap that's female. But when we thinking about somebody that's sex girly, city girl, Trina, they selling that image, you thinking of Lil Kim, you thinking of Nicki Minaj. There's no way around it. So it's a crazy comparison, man. But hey, it's 2025. That's why I say it's a new era right now. So who's gonna be the next it? Who's gonna be the next it? And trust me, the labels are trying to figure it out, because they want to stay profitable. So if you're a young artist that's trying to make it and come up in the game, don't get me wrong, it is oversaturated. Sex, rap, like Lil Kim, the Lil Kim, Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, City Girls, Sexy Red. I'm just trying to think of names as it come off the top of my head. That image is definitely is profitable. It works. It is oversaturated right now because every female thinks she got to get in the game and just be that. That's why Doechii is climbing it. Now, I don't know what fucking battery pack they put behind Doechii right now. I don't know where that support came from. She's definitely talented. She's definitely talented. I believe she's definitely deserving of success. And she signed to who? Kendrick Lamar? Doechii?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll look it up. I'm gonna look it up in a second, but I do believe she signed to Kendrick Lamar or some type of indie label, whatever. But the way that the industry is pushing Doechii right now is telling. It's very telling. To really break it down, I know you're gonna be like, well, what you mean? She just, it's like she came out of nowhere. She came out of nowhere. I'm gonna say something else. Hopefully, They don't shut this podcast down because we only, you know what I'm saying, we on the come up, but I'm talking that real. It's like with Ice Spice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If obviously it's no secret who she signed to, who discovered her, who put her on, how she became famous so fast is no secret. 10K Projects or 10K Entertainment, whatever the name of the company is. Who's the son of that major label? You know what I'm saying? That's where it's like people they lucking up and they getting what they deserve. Well, I don't even want to say deserve. They lucking up and they getting opportunities, but they haven't put in the work. You know, the people that do have power, they literally picking up random people. They are putting the resources behind them and they're shoving them in our faces because they control the internet. They control the websites. They control the radio station. They control the festival lineup. They control the marketing. They have the budget for advertising. They have the contacts to get brand deals. That's great. If you got it, wonderful for you. But you're taking an artist who has no work ethic towards this shit. You're taking an artist who has not even done real press, and you're throwing them up there on festival stages. And it clearly shows that they have no artist development. So now you got artists who's been doing this for 5-10 years that really trying to find a way to make it, and they just see out of nowhere this person get propped up to stardom. It's an unbalance. It's like the elites. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got the elites, then you got people who are just as talented, but they don't have the resources. So, yeah, man, I would just say they definitely need to have some sort of balance in the industry. I think every artist, no matter who your label or your support or resources are, you need to go through artist development. And you need to be trained correctly. Again, Nicki Minaj had artist development. Yeah, she blew up fast, but she literally had to sit in the studio and not leave the studio until she finished that verse. You know what I'm saying? And I know for a fact that if you under Lil Wayne, you under Cash Money and all of these people, they're guiding you. You did a bounce song.
Mm-hmm.
What I did, I gave you the history of bounce.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not about to just come in, and even though that you know me, I'm putting you on a bounce track, the shit sound hot, and you don't know shit about bounce. Even if you did forget what I told you, I still educated you about it. So you know enough information to where when you're asked about it, you can say, yeah, you know, from my knowledge and me being educated, this is what I know. I respect the culture. You know, I'm still willing to learn. I don't know everything about bounce, but I was able to successfully make a bounce track. It sounds good. And if questioned about it, I know the basics.
Right.
You know, these artists have to go through that. And again, Glorilla to me is the best example. Picked her up, and she had the mindset to want to train herself to be better. So she could be deserving to be in those rooms with people. Yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I feel about it. And again, I could sit in any room and say what I'm saying. I don't owe them people nothing.
Right.
The checks and the money that I get comes from people I'm being of service to. So no matter how big of a celebrity you think you are and which ownership you have and what resource you have, even to block me and what I got going on, I'm not worried about that. I'm not.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, we could be in the same room with them, but I'm in this room because I earned my way to be in this room. I earned my seat at the table. I'm paying my own tab at the table.
Right.
If I go sit down and have lunch with Jay-Z, as long as it's at a decent restaurant, it ain't got to be something that where escargot costs $10,000. I ain't there yet. I'm just being real with you. I know I could be there by tomorrow maybe. But at the end of the day, we go to a nice Racxx Chris steakhouse and we sit down with Jay-Z. I don't care if it's Jay-Z. I'm paying the bill. If it's just me and Jay-Z. I ain't saying me, Jay-Z, and 10 other people. But I'm able to pay my bill. You able to pay your bill. Jay-Z order a steak, he able to pay his bill. But that power dynamic is, yeah, Jay-Z, even though we may need you, or hey, music executive or a person at that level, even though we may need you to enhance what we have going on, I could take care of myself. He could take care of you could take care of yourself. And I'm sure you, Mr. Executive over here, could take care of yourself. But just as a gesture, we covering the bill. Again, that's if that's that dynamic.
Right.
I ain't about to sit up here and cover 25 people. That's
Right,
not
right, right.
that's not me. I ain't trying to impress them people. I'm here to impress you, the person that can change my life, person that can change his life. And that's it. Jay-Z could be sitting there with $1.2 billion. We could be sitting across the table with $10,000. But yeah, that's what you do. That's the power dynamic. Like, again, it's more of, it's expected for somebody like Jay-Z to cover the bill. Because he got what? The most money.
Man, it'll throw him off if you cover it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, shit.
And again, what's a $200 bill? You're sitting down with Jay-Z. You're sitting down with 50 Cent. You're sitting down with, the top whatever person. You're sitting down with the head of A&R at Def Jam. If you're able to do it, you have to make that investment. Because now y'all getting up from the table and now that person know that you can cover your own self. Now after that, after y'all had that interaction moving forward, now we looking for you to come in with opportunities and resources. But we're showing you right then on the first impression that we able to stand on our own 2 feet. We able to stand on our own 2 feet. It may not be in the same position as you're in, but we at least able to stand up. We not just sitting down saying, oh, please help me up. Oh, I'm weak. Oh, I can't get up. Oh, I need help. Oh, lift me up. No. It'll be great if I stand up on my own and then you throw me in the air so I could go snag all the money. That would be great if you did that. But as far as me standing up on my own, I can do it. I could walk. I can do that. I'm not just sitting down like, oh, please, I just need a little help. Oh, please help me, please, help me, please, help me. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not giving that.
This bull crazy.
I'm not giving Stacks. Hey, you want me to talk real? I'm here to talk real, my dude.
Crazy.
You getting exclusive. This is real, valuable information. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Click that bell at the bottom of this video. That's what y'all do.
Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, man. We got Toxic the Director all the way from the 504 and the PHL, the 215. Coming here to drop some game on y'all, man, for sure. I hope all y'all soaking it up. I get this kind of talk every day or every other day, so, I already know. I already know how it go, but it's just good to have him out here to, so he could talk to my audience and really tell them like what it is for real. Like, he done been there, done that. He done been around the playmakers and all that, so, he know what it is to move around in them rooms and even how to get in them rooms. You feel me? Like that. Let's start there. Like, he know how to get in the room. So, I just been following his lead, honestly. I done put my music career in his hands and, he been doing great things ever since, like who unsigned, not major clout like that, but on the field at Super Bowl type shit or out in New Orleans and on Super Bowl type shit, you feel me? Got a partnership with a cannabis company or a grower.
Yeah.
And a partnership and all that with dispensaries, just all types of connects that he done linked me with. It's like, I know, I see it. You know what I'm saying? So just to have you come out and really drop this game. And of course, you know, we can get into other shit like politics and all that bullshit, but I ain't
Oh,
about
they
to
ain't
do
ready
all
for that.
Yeah.
They not ready for that.
I ain't
yet.
about to do all that because we be talking politics for hours, bro, like for hours. But yeah, so you got anything else to talk to the viewers about? Anything you want to drop on them?
No, I
You
mean,
know?
like I said, I know that this is the start of something great. This podcast right here. Again, it might change up about 10 different times before it start flying on its own.
Right.
But you know, just stay consistent with it. Like I said, I don't do interviews. I don't do podcasts like this. Everybody tell me I should. As y'all can see, I'm pretty sure if you watch this whole thing or if you watch the majority of it, you see that what I'm saying, I'm not wrong. It's just my opinion. It's a lot of information, or that stuff that I'm saying is public knowledge.
And it's facts.
Yeah, man, and it's just like, again, it's about moving forward. I'm looking at the state of the world right now. I'm not looking at it was 20, 30 years ago. Yes, I'm going to remember it. Yes, I'm going to bring up examples from 20 or 30 years ago, but I'm adapting as time go on. So again, as tomorrow comes, I'm still a student of the game. I just hold a lot of knowledge, but I'm learning tomorrow just like how you're learning tomorrow, or that artist that's in Kentucky that only got 10 followers, how they're going to learn for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if the entire industry remove that ego, still say, yes, I have accomplished all of these things, but you remove that ego like, I did it first, I'm the original one, you copying me. Now, unless somebody take your whole song, that's copying. But you know what I'm saying? Like, people are going to jump on trends. It's going to look like you. It's going to sound like you. It's going to resemble you. That means that you inspire the next person.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of people need to remove those egos out the equation, embrace new people entering the space or the industry, and strategize on how to capitalize off that. If you know that you came before this person, or that they similar, or they match your vibe or your era or whatever, then you need to embrace that. Figure out a way to where you can capitalize off of that as well, because you want to still be acknowledged as the originator or somebody that started this or whatever. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of movements I've done. Well, not movements, but there's a lot of movements. There's a lot of movements that I created that just now, and this was back in 2008, 2009, 2010, and just last year is resurfacing, is relabeled as something else. It's still the same exact thing of what it was, but it's like now these high school students, or college people are thinking that that's new. When really, if you did your research or go way back, you see where it stems from.
Right, full circle shit.
Yeah. And that's it. So the youngsters, y'all need to be willing to learn and be educated. The older people or the people or the generation that come before y'all need to be willing to still learn, or be willing to, I ain't saying you have to help up everybody. Everybody don't deserve to be helped up immediately. But just watch them. Just watch and see if they're deserving of being mentored by you at least.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's how we're gonna come over this hurdle of the state that the industry is in entertainment wise. Even with film and acting, it's the same thing. You know, I know it's acting versus music, but you know, it's the same concept. It's just like we are at a crossroads right now where two to three generations are all beefing with each other when they all do the same thing, or they all are promoting and marketing the same thing. Mm-hmm. And the older person from generation one feel like they started it, and everybody else is coming through and whatever. Then the middle generation, the second generation after that, feel like I just did that, now you copying me. Now the new generation think that they discovered something new, and they all promoting the one thing that's blowing them up or that's giving them the attention. Yeah, so it's just, I think there need to be a town hall meeting. They need to have a town hall meeting. Yes, they have conferences. Yes, they have I won't say festivals. Yeah, they have festivals that have the educational side. Yes, they have, that's why I do my panel event. my industry panel. You know, again, we could say that one for the next episode, but yeah, I create stuff to literally just say, look, let's just put everybody in one room. If you're an expert in whatever field you in, that's great. But we got to have the conversation. We have to have the conversation. We have to check our egos at the door. Leave that bitch in the parking lot. Do not bring it past the door sill.
Right.
And be willing to learn, even if you are the originator, still be willing to learn. And you will learn something because these young kids and generation has the future on lock. They have it. I don't know how a 9-year-old know how to work, not even a 9, a 6-year-old know how to work a computer better than me. Because they be on Call of Duty whipping my ass.
Mm-hmm.
They be on Grand Theft Auto
no.
murking our ass. But,
Crazy.
and then we getting murked by a little 5-year-old on GTA.
Yep.
So it's just like at this point, like, look, let me just be the president, and y'all know if y'all GTA gamers and all of that, let me start the organization and let me recruit this young 5-year-old that's gonna go out here and terrorize and get all the kills.
They be crucial on that, man.
Yeah. So that's how we have to do it. We have to take that same concept. So yeah, that's my 1-2 take on the industry at the moment. Like I said, there's plenty of stories, there's plenty of experiences. And as every day go by, you know, I'm still documenting stuff to say, okay, this is a life lesson, this is an experience, this is something that I can mention, or, you know, just say, hey, I've experienced this, and this was my experience, and to better myself the next time, let me go ahead and take what I learned. Yeah, bro. That's my whole take on that. So how you feel about it? How you feel about everything right now as an artist?
As an artist, man. Bro, this shit to me is just, it's dumb as hell, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly. It's dumb as hell. Like I said, me trying to get my foot in the game and stuff like that, it just always comes down to the viewers and the followers and shit like that. And it's like, bro, I may not have that at the moment. You feel me?
Yeah.
But if you go to my website and look at the shit that I'm invested in, like the stuff I put out my own money for, the trips that I'm taking, all that type stuff, it's like, bro, y'all gotta look at the other shit rather than just clout and views and shit, man.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like that's the part that really make me mad about this shit.
Yeah, there's very few people that will see that. Like I said earlier, man, it's just, I understand it's part of the game. It makes the executives and the promoters easier job, you know, make their job easier, but it's very few people that will look beyond that. And the ones that do, those are the ones that I would gravitate and latch on to the most if I was an artist, you know? And I've seen it with my own eyes, bro. I've seen artists that only had 1,000 followers, but yet they making money for everybody on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And they getting booked 5 days out the week, 6 days out the week. So, and that's because you have to look beyond that. As long as, again, you could show up. And again, I'm going to just say this, and this is super free information that's being put out there to y'all. If you're an artist watching, get into your hosting bag. I know you want to be an artist. I know you want to get on stage. I know you want to go ahead and rock out the crowd and all of that. You want to get booked to perform. Best way to kind of get in the door as a no-name artist and to get paid, host. Just host.
Yeah.
Anybody can host. It's easier to host than to perform, bro. Like, and you get paid. I don't care if it's $200, $300, $400, $500. Not, you know, booking. It's just they need that. They need somebody that's going to keep the crowd engaged.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's a smart way.
And if you control the mic, and if you're a host, you can control the DJ, you're gonna slip in your music. Got your cameraman, get your picture.
See that? He putting niggas on game, man.
Yeah.
Y'all
You
hear
only
that?
getting it on Say That Podcast. You only getting it here.
Podcast, man.
You know?
You hear that, gang? Niggas gonna run with that. That's a good one.
And it's easy. Again, the artist, you don't even need a manager to go do this. Go to your local venue, get in touch with the GM, which is the general manager or the owner, and you propose your offer. Just propose it.
Mm-hmm.
They already drawing in a crowd if they sell food. They already drawing in a crowd if they sell hookah. They already drawing in a crowd. You just want one night as your own.
To do your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really only need just one night period to prove a point.
Mm-hmm.
And if that crowd like what they experience, they're going to come back. And they're going to want the exact same experience. They want the host. They want that DJ. They want the special on drinks.
They want to relive that night.
Yes. And they're going to tell their friends. So when the birthday come up, that friend group got 10 friends. So that's 10 birthdays throughout the year that you have a possibility of them coming to celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you have to get in your bag of hosting. If you're an artist, fuck that. Be an entertainer. Don't just be a performing artist. Be an entertainer and you host.
I hear that.
I'm telling you. That's the fastest way to build up your resume, or I don't want to just say resume. That's the fastest way for you to, on your resume, say that you've done X amount of performance or you had X amount of bookings.
Y'all hear that? Exclusively on See That podcast, man. Yeah. Y'all hear that? So yeah, man, as y'all can see, my brother came and dropped some jewels. You know what I'm saying? Gave y'all some game. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Definitely gotta come back, man. Come back and get on the podcast again.
Definitely come back. Like, I'm part of this. I'm, like I said, this is something that's being built, bro. Like, I love building something from scratch. Because again, once you build it or you invest in it, who gonna take it from you? You what? You own it.
Right.
You ain't the only one in the space doing podcast interview. You're not the first one. Mm-hmm. But this right here is yours. I know they have regulations, to certain things, like when I was lighting my incense earlier, mm-hmm. My little sage.
Yeah.
But other than that, we talking about what we want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Because of this platform and what it actually is, I'm willing to come and drop gems on. The only exchange is y'all watching, liking, subscribing. That bell at the bottom, click that bell. Press the like button, leave a comment. Mm-hmm. If you like if you like the gems that was put, facts in the comment. But yeah, no matter if we got 1 viewer, 5 viewers, 100 viewers, 1,000 viewers, you know what I'm saying? You cannot deny what we just talked about. You can't. And again, I'm open for debate. I don't know everything. If I'm wrong, point it out. You see me, I had to Google how many Grammys that Lil' Kim actually have. I didn't know the answer. I didn't even know if she had any or not. Mm-hmm. You asked that question. I just said, okay, before I answer, let me fact check. And that was real quick. So again, even if I'm wrong, I am open to accept criticism. I'm going based on public information, me doing my research, or me being in the experience and being around people to pick up on enough to say, oh, I know what I'm talking about. Right. But I'm building my own table over here. I'm building my own production over here. I'm building my own team of artists over here. So I don't care if it's 50, Jay-Z, whoever the big dogs is. I'm just saying celebrity names that y'all would know, but no matter if it's this record label executive or this owner of this label company, I don't care who it is. I know what I've been through and I know what I'm looking to accomplish. And if I'm coming to you asking for help or assistance and you tell me what my requirements are, let me go meet those requirements if I haven't met them already. And now I'm coming back to you and what we doing. Right. That's it. Other than that, I'm not chasing nobody. It'd be nice to work with people that's more successful in different ways than I am, or that has accomplished more things or have more experience, but I'm not chasing nobody. And I will go pick up the next young upcoming artist and just really school them and guide them and do what Lil Wayne did with Nicki Minaj. Right. I think that's perfect. I think that was the perfect way to show an artist what they need to do to succeed. Again, I wasn't there physically when they was mentoring her, but there's enough footage on the internet for you to go see it yourself. They did it.
Right.
They did it. Like she wouldn't be who she is if it wasn't for Young Money, Cash Money. And she will go to her. Same thing with Drake. I don't care if they even not on speaking terms. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm just saying, even if at one point or even to this day, if Drake is not on speaking terms with Cash Money or Young Money or whatever, he has to give them their just due because of what doors they open for him. And let him creatively do his thing.
Yeah.
He came in the game with his own way of doing it. Why you think Nicki Minaj has Queen Radio or even her own artists under her belt? Why you think Drake has OVO? You know, they train these people to be their own bosses and CEOs. And that's what I want. I want artists who are educated and not dumb. So, you know, that's my take for it. I love y'all. Hopefully y'all picked up some stuff, some knowledge y'all can apply. Management, CEOs, music record executives, and DJs, and people that has the power to turn up artists. Do a better job. Do a better job. Respond to these people. Have a system.
Yeah.
Or have an assistant to get back with these people. Have other options if the answer is no. Do that. Even if you are in power, I know everybody have their own charities or ways that they give back. But, you know, hell, get with me. I have a panel that I do every year, or, you know, specifically once a year that I do. And again, if that's your way of giving back to where you don't owe nobody nothing, you just came through, like I just sat here and just gave some gems, that's what the panel is about. You ask me a question about what I know and what I'm expert in, I'm going to give you some answers or some solutions and walk out the door and be done with it. Do that. These artists deserve that. Otherwise, they're going to keep creating music on their laptop, keep putting it out there, and then have an attitude when y'all come to them presenting a service that they need to pay for. You're gonna respect me over here. Like I charge for services. My company charge for services. You know, we're gonna start off business correctly. And if I feel like I want to lessen up you paying me for services and we create a partnership or a bond, then I will do that. But we have to get back to business. We have to get back to legit business. And stop with the homeboy management. That shit is done. If you're an artist and that's cool for you to have your homeboy or your cousin or your brother or whoever to kind of be there to watch your back, I think that's totally fine for people to come into the game. You know, a family member, trusted family member, I think that's fine. Mom, dad, uncle, whoever. I think that's perfectly fine. But it comes to a point where they got to get the fuck out the way and let somebody who really do this enter the circle.
Right.
And they still can be part of it. They still can be part of the equation. But that homeboy management and that family management shit is a problem. Because ain't no way I'm about to send you a service agreement that's only 2 pages and you got to, don't get me wrong, you have the right and you have the option to have a lawyer look at anything paperwork. But if I'm giving you something equivalent to a phone bill that you have to pay, do you have an attorney go look at your phone bill contract at AT&T? But you coming back to me saying yeah, I'm gonna have my lawyer look at it. I'm gonna have my uncle say that it's not a good, I shouldn't be paying. What do your uncle know about the music business? For real, for real.
Y'all hear that? He coming, he talking to y'all.
I'm just trying to see. I'm confusion right now. That's a whole nother topic, Stacks. Yeah. That's a whole. They're not ready for it.
Real right.
They're not. Like, there's so much I can say on that.
We gonna bring you back, man. We gonna bring you back for them good topics, good debates, man. I'm telling you, we gonna have more of a cast here, so we could definitely dive into those type of questions. But I just wanted to get you on a podcast while I had you out here in Philly, just so they could know who you are, see who you are, You know, in the first episodes, I always shout out Glow Vision and, you know, stuff like that inside the podcast. So it was good for them to see,
Yeah.
you know, who I'm talking about and shit like that. But make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, man. This is Say That Podcast, man. Powered by Racxx Cannabis. I'm your host, Stacks, and I got Toxic, the director, in Philly on the couch with us today, man. And he done dropped some gems on y'all. He done told y'all, you know, what y'all pretty much need to, you know, get to that next level. So, you know, make sure y'all tune in and, man, make sure you let them know where they can find you or tap into your services and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, like I said at the beginning of the episode, go to glowvisioninc.com. I'm pretty sure it's going to be in the description bar at the bottom. Instagram, same thing, Glow Vision Inc. Mine is Toxic the Director. That's my Instagram page. And yeah, like I said, you know, reach out through Stacks in some type of way or AAG&G. They heavily affiliated, and you know, we have a partnership. We have our own partnership. So yeah, man, we're gonna keep rolling until the wheels fall off. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, we're gonna be flying in the air. So yeah, get with the program.
Once again, man, thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all put them comments down.
Yeah,
what you say? Put facts.
Put facts. If what I said today resonated and y'all know it to be true, put facts.
Put facts, man.
That engagement with the algorithm, y'all know how it go. Y'all YouTube people and all of that. Y'all know how that shit go.
Yeah.
Y'all go ahead and you know, subscribe. You know, that's all I can say. I don't do these interviews of things like that a lot. So yeah, if I pop back in, y'all better pay attention. You'll be a fool if you didn't.
So make sure y'all tune in to the next episode of Say That Podcast, man. We out, man.
Burn it sage.
All I see is bands. Count it up, this money, run it up, this for the fans.
This is like the
Now they see it ends. When I hit the road, I do this shit over again.
I can't see nothing else though, cause you know,
all I see is bands. Count it up, this money, run it up, this for the fans.
This is like the
Now they see it ends. When I hit the road, I do this shit over again.
I can't see nothing else though, cause you know,
I'm in the club, I got the band, she wanna make it a movie. Told that little bitch don't be playing no games, we could go put this on Tubi. We could go put this on Tubi, run us a bag and make it a movie. Tell that little bitch I don't sing, no I can't sing to you, no I'm not Tusi. I'm in the club with my mask on, play with the kid, my team drum. That little bitch from the backside, keep catching my eye, I can't lie. Told the little bitch come pull up in the section, we in this bitch and we vibe. Told that bitch we get high, smoking that Racxx, we can't lie. I can't lie, I'm high right now. She wanna fuck, I can't right now. She wanna get me to hit the town. Told that bitch I can't right now. I been smoking a pound, my nigga, I'm down. Damn, my nigga, I'm down right now. I can't